Welcome back, YouTube. Now, I asked y'all to subscribe and like and share. And I asked y'all to take your shoes off and your coat off before you come in and shut the door. Y'all didn't do it. So y'all had to lead me up to this right here. Now I'm going to have to do something to you now. Y'all check it out. We finna jump off into this. We finna jump off into this story. When I was working at the food bank, I was in Elmo County prison, state correctional facility in Elmo County. And they always assign you to jobs to work out in the world when you got minimum custody. So I look at the job board, they said food bank. I go back to the dorm. I said, man, they got me going to the food. He said, man, you got it sweet. You gonna eat what you want to eat. You ain't got to eat this stuff no more, man. You got it sweet. So, hey, I took it. I ran with it. And I'm going to make the best out of every situation that I'm in. So, here I am on the bus taking out going to the food bank. Going to the food bank downtown Montgomery. And I always meet people and mingle. And I met, yes, quite a few people. And I can't speak no names, but one of my guys that was over it, that was in the free world, he took care of me. He took care of me real well, man. Actually, the guy wanted me to move down there and get myself together, and I could just stay with him until I get a place when I got out. That's how much the dude had love for me. And if I wanted anything, he'll make sure it happened. So, going on with the story, you always going to have a hater. I don't care what you say, how you do it. It's always going to be someone that hates the guy that worked there. Big grizzly bear looking joker. And then an inmate trying to keep up with him. Because on lunch break, we'll go out to his truck, listen to DMX. You know, this was like in, I want to say 98, 99. So, long story short, I'm having my way. I learned how to drive one of those stand-up forklifts. And then in the back, you have assembly line where you take the canned goods, place them with the canned goods, the dry food with the dry food. You just separate it on the assembly line. So as we go on, it's this joker there. We started out cool. It's this joker there that's got his hater. He got his haters on, his hater blocker. He got them on me. He watching me. Trying to watch how I maneuver, how me and the main dude trying to just be nosy and be in a ninja business. So it was coming to a boiling point. I knew I was going to get into it. Well, this dude was bigger than me in short, but I knew I was going to get into it with him. And the day this popped off, I think I had them Gary Payton's mailed to my partner house, and he brought them into the food bank and gave them to me. And the day this popped off, I was going down the aisle, and this joker had the forklift, them forks low to the ground, so when he come up behind me, he can ram me in my ankles with them. But Lord and behold, I turn around and catch it in time. So when I catch it in time, I jump out the way. And that's what I went, man, what the F wrong with you, man? You know, blah, 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 blah. So when we get to the back there where you start doing the canned goods and stuff, I'm over there with the canned goods. He like across from me. He started popping off. me going from 0 to 60, or 0 to 100 or 200, man, I started launching them canned goods at him. I always be quick to take off. I started launching them canned goods. Man, when the main man heard them things clacking and hitting the wall, and he trying to take cover, they took us to the front. And my partner, the one I told you bring me my stuff and shoes and stuff, I said, man, this joker had a forklift in me and tried to run over the back of my ankles, man. Tried to injure me, man. And he up there, no, man, I ain't doing nothing. I said, man, what other reason why I go off? And then he come back there popping corn before I started chunking them cans in him, trying to take his head off. I'm talking about, I'm chunking, you know how I can good. I'm chunking him like, I think I hit him a lot, but if you chunking him, you know, I was chunking at his head trying to take him out. So Kerry like, man, I'm just going to separate, move you dude to the front and just separate him. So I don't know if this dude knew that I had pulled like this. So a lot of these old timers, they mess with me. A dude named Skywalker out of Decatur. So we get back to the dorm, he was out in a little country town. He was trying to wrangle up some guys or whatever it was, but he don't know. I don't know how to Skywalker. He a vet, known for slinging that iron. So Skywalker stepped down, and he stepped down on him. I never had a problem with dude again. But you gotta understand this. You gotta pay a toll anyway. And then out of respect, didn't like it, but I was still doing my thing, like scoring weed and doing all that. So it didn't really matter. I kept my crew well intact. They wasn't hurting for nothing. So the dude I didn't think he knew how heavy I was. So that dies down, man. And I was like, you know, just like kind of being untouchable in that situation. And, I'm coming through that jewelry hanging, rope, you have one rope chain hanging, cross on it, do Gary Payton's on, just doing what I do. So, I admit I was turned up a notch. But the moral of that story, man, you always gonna have haters. I don't care. You gonna have them in the world. You gonna have them wherever you go. It's gonna be some guards that may love the hell out you. There's gonna be some that hate you. Especially when you keep it 100, when you ain't telling, you ain't doing nothing. They just like your flavor. Your charisma. They like it. So that was one of those situations that I pretty much always had it the way I wanted. No matter what joint I was in, I always maneuvered and had my way. I always had my way. And I think that's what some guys didn't understand. Because one guy told me one time, I was at another company. He said, man, what you be saying? I said, what you mean what I be saying? I just be being myself, man. Because they be bringing me steaks, meals, and and then it's not one thing or one time that you can say, I told on it. Never done that. And they give me info like, one guy was like, man, you'd be surprised how these inmates are just snitch and tell. They'll walk by you and say, cell 214. We might be up there busting down a pound of weed. But they'll walk by the guard and say, cell 116. Cell 64. No reason. Just hating. Just flat out hating. But yeah, that was one of them stories I wanted to run past y'all. And everybody can't get on here and do this. So don't everybody try. And don't hate the ones that's doing it, as myself. Get with the program. Y'all keep your head on the swivel, stay prayed up and blessed up. I'm out.